the other applications in make.com are quite very straightforward. The connection of Google products are not as straightforward as they are for other ones, right? So we're going to take our time to do that connection today. Like I said, a lot of updates have been done, and I have not tried the new updates, even though I have tried the old one before. So we're going to be figuring out a lot of things together. So let's pay attention. So I'm just going to go ahead to, sorry, let me keep this here. I'm just going to go ahead to search for Gmail. And let's just say pick, or let's even do Google Drive safe. So can just pick the first one, which is to watch folder. So if you click on create connection, it's going to tell you this. So you'll need to get your client ID. I clicked on advanced too. I hope you saw and show more advanced settings. You saw when so you need to get your client ID and your client secret, right? So, oh, what did I press? So for you to be able to do that, you will go to, they'll say when you're using a personal Google account, follow this guide. So let's try to open this in another tab and see. Yeah. So this guide that they give here, it's not helpful, right? It's not helpful. That is why I had to get what's it called? I had to get this link. So I'm going to post this link in the comment section here so that you can copy it and keep somewhere, because you'll be needing it. You cannot use the one on their page. So if you have access, if I've dropped it in the chat so that you can copy it, keep somewhere and use. So this is the one we're going to use as a guide to set up our accounts. So if you go to this link, like I said, this link and the first one that they gave you here are not the same. And this one is not helpful. So I'm just going to close that tab. And I'm going to go ahead to follow the instruction of the one that I have so that you can see. So like I told you yesterday, we're going to read, we will read the documentation. You will not say you don't like to read, because you will do a lot of reading as an automation person, right? You need so we're going to be reading together line by line. I'm not going to skip anything because I will have to teach us how to read. So now this place says Google Workspace Admin. Now this is what they call documentation. And this is Google's Google Console documentation, where you have written things that guides you to either connect something, access something, just documentation, where I always encourage people to read. So let's get into it. We're not going to read through to the end. We just need from this first place to this place. We don't need this other user, so we'll not take time. With the Google Workspace admin module in Make, you can watch, list, create, update, retrieve, and delete users, roles, role assignments, and organization users. To get started with Google Workspace admin, create an account at this place. So let's click the link and see. Now, this is not the place we need. We need admin console. Okay, so while that might, okay. Don't want to waste time with that. So we'll go and use the main one that will redirect us. So let's go. Log into your Make account, add a Google Workspace module to your Make, which we tried to do, which is the Google Drive, and click Create a Connection. Optional, in the connection name field, enter a name for the connection. Optional, click Show Advanced Setting and enter credentials for your custom application. Click the Sign into Google button, and this doesn't work. That's why we're going to use the second one, connecting to Google service using this one. So, coming. So what the things we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using our personal emails, and we're going to create a project, enable API, configure auth consent, credentials, enter your credentials and make. So sign into your Google Cloud platform, cloud platform. So that's the one we're going to use. So I already had a Google Cloud platform long ago when I was in cloud engineering, but I'm going to use the account for the one I am using for the email for the one I'm using for my make. So I'm just going to switch accounts. So this is where you most likely, if you now to get to this point, let me drop the link again. So I've dropped the link that you can, we're just starting Rokiba, you've not missed anything really. So in case you're trying to work with me, but I'll advise you just depend on the recording, just in case I make mistake, you don't follow me and be making mistakes, so you get. So I've been giving my name here, I'll just click agree. Do I want them to be sending me emails? Certainly not. So I'm not clicking that. I'll agree and continue. And voila, I'm inside my Google Cloud Console. So what are we going to do first? We are going to search for API, and we'll click on enabled APIs and services. Looks like that did not pick it. Okay, no, yeah, I need to create a project first. So I'm going to give my project a name. Let me give it Fine Girl, like yesterday. So I'm going to remove this. And you cannot always use the name that is there. It's not compulsory you change. So if you don't want to, it's fine. It doesn't change anything. My organization, no organization. I'm not really building anything in the cloud, so I'll just leave it very, very simple. So I'm going to create my organization first, because you can't do anything in the Google Cloud Console when you don't create a project, right? So it's coming up. It's trying to create. Fine. So now I'll now click on this enable API services. Then I'm going to search for the API for the APIs I'm looking to enable. So I'll search for Google Drive. So this is the one I want here. So I'll click on the Google Drive, and this is enable. I'll click to enable it. Since we're already here, I'll go ahead to search for Gmail and enable it after this one has been enabled. So that is, sorry. I'll go back, click on enable API and services again, and look for Gmail. Gmail API, this is it here. This one is the one we're looking to enable. So I'll click on enable too. Give it some time. So to use this things, we need to create credentials for them, but we'll come back to creating credentials. Let's explore every other part of coming. Yeah, we need to create credentials. Well, let's read our documentation. But there are some things that are not complete in the documentation, but let's make it a habit to read it. So we've done the first one, which was to create a project. Who can remember the name of the project we created? Who can remember the name of the project we created? This class is going to be as interactive as possible. So yeah, as is, you can unmute yourself and tell me. Aziz, go ahead.
Okay, fine girl.
Fine girl. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So it shows that you're following. Now, what as it still answered the question, we enabled APIs. What were the APIs we enabled? Aziz, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. What do you say?
I said we enabled APIs. Can you tell me what APIs we enabled?
Yes, that is Gmail,
And
Google, and
no,
Google Drive,
and
and maybe I missed that one, sure.
we enabled Google Drive and Gmail. You said Gmail and email before, so I was assuming you were starting afresh
Okay,
too.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we are going to
Gmail and Google.
yeah, we're going to configure the auth. So if you click and open the link, it will just take you to how you can, the steps to do that. So we'll come here and then click on auth screen, following the step from the documentation. And oh, that's taking me back. Sorry. This is the account I'm using. So we'll click on auth screen. Yeah, so it's supposed to tell me to get started because I'm using this account for the first time. So I'm going to click on, can you people hear me? Am I too low? I'm going to click on get started. So we name our application and we can name it anything, but for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to name it make. So we can say make app. What email? Certainly this one. This is the one I use in setting it up, and that's the email I'm going. So we're going to click on next. Now, we have audience between internal and external. External is for your personal Gmail account, the one that is at gmail.com. Internal is for the for company kinds of email that is maybe like at microsoft.com or at skillafrica.com. That's the people that use internal. So we are using the external. So we'll click on that and we'll click on next. So we'll the contact information. These email addresses are for Google to notify you about any changes. So I'm going to put in the old one before. I can't even remember the email again. So yeah, that's that. So we're going to click on next. And we're going to agree to the Google API. If you have time, you read the link and click on continue. And voila, we're finished. We click on create, right? So if you can see, you haven't configured any auth clients for this project yet. No project health recommendation. Okay, we're going to let's follow the instruction. So if you can see, we have created the external. The next is to fill in the scope. So let's go back and fill in the scope. Okay, no, this is not where scope is. Okay, so we go to data access to add or remove scope. So I used to say you can search for anything concerning Gmail and it will bring out everything for you to pick. So you can just, instead of picking it one by one, really, I just pick everything that concerns it. But what I do as a person is that I pick everything, whether Gmail, whether Google Drive, because tomorrow you never can tell what connection you really want to do and you didn't pay attention to picking it here and you are now struggling with connection in make.com and you don't know that this is where the problem came from. So I just pick everything in the scope here and, let it go. Then I think we need to save it some. Oh, let me move this up a bit. Yeah, so we click on updates and that updates it. So when we click on add scope again, you'll see that those things are still there because we have clicked on updates. Then if you come down and scroll, you can see all the scopes, the sensitive scopes, the non-sensitive scopes, because of all that we picked, because we picked everything, your restricted scope, all of that. And that's your Gmail application falls, your Gmail, what's it called? your Gmail API falls under restricted scope. So we're going to click save. We're going to save that. So let's go back to our documentation again. So on the test user section, click add test user to add the email associated with Google account you want to connect. So, sorry, where's test user? Let's look for where test user is. I think test user should be under audience. So look at test user here under audience. So we'll click on add user, and we're going to add the email that make sure that your emails are consistent. Make sure it's the email that you use in creating your Google account, your make.com that you're using, so that there's no conflict of anything. So I'm going to save that. Okay, we've added user to that place. The next says on the test user, click added. For example, enter the name of the app using for consent. Okay, we've added that. Added user. I think that's all that we need to do there. Let's see. There's a place we're supposed to add this, but I can navigate that. That should be either under branding. So under branding, we already have make app and the email we want to use, the support email we want to use. There's nothing we're doing under app logo and app domain. We've already added the email we want in the authorized domain. So let's keep checking. Let's check on that audience because there's a place we're supposed to add that make.com. Is it on the clients? Is it on the data center? Should be okay. Add domain. Okay, sorry. So under branding, authorized domain, that will be make.com. We're going to just copy it so that we're not making any mistake. So make.com and Integromats. If you don't know, make.com used to be called Integromats some time ago before they changed to make.com. So they still use some of those, their old names. So we've added that under authorized domain. So we're just going to go back and save that authorized domain. You can see they did not make the explanation clear enough for you to know that that should be under authorized domain. So next will be to create credentials. So let's go. Yeah, can should be under clients, create clients. So if you read the documentation, click on create client and select OAuth. So that was under wait, what? It's like we're lost though. Let's find ourselves. We're supposed to find something called credentials. Let me see if I can navigate back to where that credentials is. Enabled APIs. Okay, let me just search for enable API if I get them right. So I had to search for enable API so that I can find where to create credentials. So I'll click on credentials, click create credentials. So there are different credentials to create here, but remember from the documentation, it is OAuth client ID that we're to create. So we're going to click on that. You can see we're now back, we've circled back to this place, but we needed to do it the correct way so that we're not missing anything. So we'll go ahead. They say fill in the required fields as follows, then click create. So we're going to pick web application and give it a name, then the authorized URL. Web application, let's give it name. Then authorized URI, not URL. So we're not doing anything with this one. This is where we're coming to. And unfortunately, they did not write out the link, but I have a couple of links as backup here just in case. So I'll copy that, come and paste it here. I'm going to put that in the chat too, just in case. These people say the process is long. That's why when you try to, do it on your own, the conventional way, it doesn't work. And that's why it's also good to read documentation. So I'm going to add the link. If you look at this link, the link is the same with what is here. Let me try to expand the image. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. Can people see this link here is the same with what is here, right? So we're going to, when we do that and we save, we're going to be giving our clients, we're going to create, and we're going to be giving our client secrets and client ID. If you remember from here, where is that our? From here, they asked us for our client ID and client secrets. Now we have been given. So let's copy our client's ID. Client ID is this. I'm copying it. I've come to paste it here. Client secrets. And let me tell you, please, this is not this client ID and client secret, especially the client secret, is not something you should, maybe when you're doing a demo video and you're recording, it's not something you should make public. But just in case you make it public, make sure that you delete it or make sure you change it when you want to work on something else so that somebody doesn't get into your Google Cloud Console and begin to do wonderful things. Okay? So we need to pay attention to that. So we've gotten our client's ID and client system. So let's try to connect it. So after we have, I'll just change this to maybe a basic. And then we have our client ID. So we're going to try to sign in. You can't sign in because it's absent and invalid. Okay, let's try something. These are the issues. Coming. So we're going to try again. So I want to try something. I'm going to use all these links in that URI. We can close this. We can always come back to find it. Yeah, we can always come back to get it. So we're going to go back into thatmake.com and try those links. I intentionally did not try them the first time because I wanted us to follow the documentation word to word, but that documentation is not up to date. So let's pick it one by one. These are 10 links. I'll copy the first one and put here. Copy the next one and put here. Copy the fourth. Let's pray that in this one we are doing, we work. Oh. When you are working with milk, you need to be praying. You can add fasting to it if possible, safe. Because Square used to do milk.com said. So I think we have them complete 10. So we're going to save again. And note they say it may take 5 minutes to a few hours for settings to take effect. So let's just save it. And let's go and try again. with our client ID. So let's try to edit and get our client ID. So we'll get the client ID. We get the, we get the client secrets, where you check to be sure we correct copy. So try to sign in again. Page not found. These are the issues. So I'm going to save this scenario and try to refresh my page and see if that will help. Or else you might have to wait for some 5 minutes to see if that would, since they say it will take a while, we'll try and see. But let's check. Rachel, you're raising your hand. Can you go ahead and speak?
Okay, thank you very much. That particular part, I don't know if I can tell the roadmap so we can follow it to redo. Because when I watched a video about this part on.
Sorry. So I think, I'm coming back to you. I think I tried it again. They say continue. Let's see if this will work.
Okay.
It looks like it's working. It works. So I'm going to click continue. After picking the top here. Somebody scream! Yeah, so it works. Please, what were you trying to say, Richard? Richard? Oh, you're not saying anything again. So, I did not, somebody say hallelujah, yeah. So, what I did, if you watch the recording, you'll see it. I just tried again. I think it needed time to marinate inside very well. You know, they say it takes up to 5 minutes. So, what I did was to try again. I saved my scenario, I saved my module, and refreshed my Google, my make.com browser. And when I did that, I also now went to copy the client's ID and the secret ID, put it again, and try connecting it. Then follow the instruction and said continue, ticked what was there for me to. If you watch the recording, really, you'll be able to. It's quite a whole lot, to be honest.